Well guys, we got the new, well not the new, but the used, and there's nothing wrong with that. I took the seals, which were new, off the other one and put on this one, and I measured them and I wrote it down on each, the measurement for the part numbers in a notebook. I'll just show you as, let me go over here, and I'm all my benches got shit on them everywhere. But if you take right here on this flat surface, that is the old one, that is the new one, and look across them. See if the camera will pick that up. See the difference? This is a short one. So there's definitely a difference. Definitely a difference between the two part numbers. So throw that one there. We'll save it for a rainy day. Now that we have the measurements, we can just, you know, I don't see why a guy can't. What I would do is I would turn this surface down. This surface here is kind of important. It's got holes where oil goes through it. But this surface here just contacts the, when it comes up, it just contacts the pressure or the plate. So this is, if you put this on a plane, you know, the other one, and milled it down, I think it'd be fine. Okay, there that is. And then your plate. Well, actually, what they want you to do is they want you to take this one here. If you read the directions, which we might go get those just for due diligence. But remember, they tell you to take the sealing ring gaps. There's a slot in this housing here for oil feed, which I don't understand why they want you to do that, because this thing turns in there. So what difference does that make? But whatever. They want you to take the sealing ring end gaps and space them away from the internal oil slot. So there's the gaps. We'll put them over here. We'll do like they want us to do. Oh shit, I got my rag caught up in there. That's not good. See, that turns in there. Maybe them seal rigs come out and they grab, maybe, and they stay, I don't know. Okay. So there's that. I guess I better make sure. Let me get my laptop out and I'll just make sure. Okay, so I was right. So then you want to install plate A. And then, well, that's what they tell you in the book there. And they would call this disc B. This is the thicker disc. Okay. And then they want you to put the hub in. And then put the plate. We better, I might be getting ahead of myself. I better make sure I got this old book here I downloaded. Install plate A and disc B. Install hub C. Install separator plate D and disc E. Yep. I was right. Just gotta make sure. Sometimes you don't hurt to double check yourself. A lot of shit going on here. Put your disc in there. Okay, I had a clean rag somewhere, but I don't see it now. Now this has got dowels in here on the hub, or not the hub, but the, I guess you could say the housing. And this piece here is actually acting like a pressure plate. And that'll go in there like this, right here. So that's wrong. See, the holes don't line up with that dowel, so you got to turn it 180 degrees. Okay. And then, got to bolt these down. I got to bolt this down, torque it. Well, guys, so 27 foot-pounds on these. I should have known when this didn't turn that it was wrong. I just didn't catch it. Probably I should have got an impact to run these down. What I should have done. Just grab this 1/4" ratchet there. Do her like this, I guess. Good grief. Stay still, would you? Probably better to do it by hand anyway. Why is that going so hard? Just the bolt, I guess. Makes you a little bit nervous. I think it's that old Loctite that's on there. I can tell already that it's going to work because this friction material is not sticking above this plane here. I can tell already that it's going to work. We haven't bolted the other piece down there yet. That's the piece when you bolt it down to see if you succeeded or not. Which I'm pretty certain we have. It would be kind of nice if most of these tractors don't give you a clutch stacked up spec. Like a automatic transmission will tell you to take a snap ring, stick between the drum or whatever, you know, and the snap ring. Well, they don't do that on most of this stuff. So that would have been kind of nice, and you could have checked that, but I should have known better when it didn't turn. I just didn't check that part. Figure out how I'm gonna hold that and torque that. 27 foot-pounds. I'm not really certain yet. I gotta do something different. I'm not gonna be able to hold that and torque that down. Get a big pipe wrench on the gear or something. Okay, I just held it with a pipe wrench and torqued those down to 27 foot-pounds. So the next step, let me just double check on the book here. John Deere's gonna sue me for this old book or not. I found on the internet. Shoot, I was wrong. I went to 20. No, I went to 25. Oh, they're 5 foot-pounds too tight. That's 20. Install bushing, blah blah blah. Put grease on in. There's already a bushing in it. Install backing plate, tighten cap screws to 20 foot-pounds. Yep. That would be this right here. This is your backing plate. This is the one where you tighten it up and everything before was going to shit on me. Make sure your thrust washer's on there. This is doweled as well, and they're 180 degrees out, so I don't think it makes any difference. on these, and I got my springs there. They got grease in them, so they're held in there. Okay. So far, so good. I don't have it tightened down yet. See what happens here, huh? Same old song and dance. I put some Loctite on there. And those will go. Oh, what am I thinking? Those go in from the other way. Where's my other thrust washer at? I'm not seeing it anywhere. There should be a thrust washer that goes right here. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. So turn this over like so. Now that we have the correct parts in there, it should work. Draw that right up. Okay. Before I even torque them down, I'm going to draw it up on each side here. And then I'm going to see if it turns, I guess. If it don't, I don't know what the hell we're going to do. Okay. Let's flip it over. Now this, that turns now. Wow, okay, good deal. We'll go ahead and torque them down and we'll check it again. Looks like we're going to be successful here finally. Now that we've got the right parts installed. Yeah, that wouldn't, the other day when I checked it, that wouldn't turn, and I said, oh shit, yeah, there's a problem. Dumbass. One of those dummy moments. I knew through the clutch application chart what was wrong. Take a screwdriver maybe and wedge it like that. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta back this up a little bit. I'm too tight. Five foot-pounds probably ain't gonna kill a guy that much, but you know. Probably better to be a little bit too tight than too damn loose. How are we going to do this one? Like that maybe? Okay. Let's check it. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. that is the ticket, man. Alrighty, well guys, I'm gonna let the camera charge a little bit there. Basically what I gotta do is I gotta pull the ring gear out of it again, then I'll time the Planetary to it. You know, I'll time it all, and then I'll stick that all in as an assembly. I gotta pull this PTO gear out. It's just easier. Alright, so we got some anaerobic sealer. You don't have to really go all the way around like I did here, but the most important part is right in here. These are where the oil apply passages are, right here. So cover that real good. Got the Planetary, the pinion gears timed. Got them inside there in the ring gear. Ring gears all the way back, seated in the output Planetary, I think. Okay. Got 2 guide studs in there. There's just nowhere for you guys to be here where you're gonna be able to see what the hell I'm doing. I'll just have to explain it to you. What I do is I throw my clutch pack on these guide studs and I just slide it up there close, and then I get that input shaft and then I slide it through the hole through the center here, because you can't stick it in there first and then slide this over. It won't go. One end of the shaft's bigger and it won't go past it, and the splines are a little different, see? So I slide that in after I get it on the guide studs, and what that does, that helps me get this these planet gears here that I've got timed into the ring gear. They sag a little bit. So what happens is, as you're basically this clutch pack part, the part right here, this is acting as the sun gear for that Planetary right there. So it sags a little bit. So you got to get that shaft in there to kind of help it line it up, if that makes any sense. Okay guys, well, you probably say, well Warren, you're getting pretty good at this. Well, I hope so. You've had it sting 3 times. I had it split right here 3 times. Well, this will be the 2nd time I've had the input Planetary out of it. So remember, see, the first time I split it to rebuild the transmission, and then the second time I broke sealing ring because I wasn't doing that quite right. I didn't get away with it, which I had for years, which I'm glad that I talked to Pete, because that's a way better way to do that. And the 3rd time was because of the wrong parts were in the input Planetary. So basically what they're doing is they're subbing everything up to the later serial number is what they're doing. The later serial number, this is an early serial number tractor. The later serial numbers have the updated, the thinner, the narrower, thinner, thicker. The old one was thicker with a thinner disc. The new one has a thinner piston and a thicker disc. Let me get this guide stud up. Don't want to drop it down in that hole. Oh, come on. It's kind of greasy and I can't get my fingers to grab on it. There we go. And like on this thing here, man, I just can't tell you enough on these input Planetaries. I can't tell you enough to just be patient. Don't pull them in. I mean, what I do is I get them guide studs in there. I get it started over the guide studs. And then once I get it kind of butted up against my Planetary gear set, and then I put a couple bolts and I just get them up to where the shoulders of the bolt, the head of the bolt, are up against it. That way it doesn't rock out on you. And then I take my input shaft here and I spline it all the way back into the output Planetary and into the input Planetary. And then I just leave those bolts loose, and then I just take a bar right here, just like this, and I get on the bottom, because its natural tendency is wanting to go like that. from gravity. And then I just keep wiggling and shaking with the bar and turning the shaft by hand until it pops in. Then it took me a good 5 minutes to just sit there and wiggling and shaking, and finally it popped right in. But the thing is, the reason I tell you to take those bolts in and run them up to where it touches, because if you don't, the thing that can happen to you, which it's happened to me numerous times, is that if you don't have those bolts in there to where they're touching, it'll rock out too far, and then it'll grab that planetary, it'll pull your timed planetary out, and you got to start over. So anyways, we got to put these bolts together and torque these to 35 foot-pounds. I got a chunk of old. And the next thing we do after that is we can put our see what's next. No, we'll put the PTO gear back in it. That sucker's heavy, man. She's a heavy one, that old PTO gear. And I've laid my ratchet down somewhere and I don't know what I did with it. I probably stuck it in one of my pockets. I'm notorious for that. My kid used to get on me all the time. I'd be looking for a tool and he'd go, "Dad, it's in your pocket." Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright guys, so I'll be with you on the next step. Well guys, it's Friday afternoon. By the time I get all my tools put up, it'll be time to go home, but I'm going to come back tomorrow and finish this thing up. I've been going back and forth, and I've got all the doors you can open in this place, trying to get the smoke out of here. It's just something. There's 2 wires here ripped out on this thing, and I think that's that temp light that I'm getting coming on. I was having a problem in first, reverse, third. No problems now. And I was having problems in first, no, I was having problems in third, fourth, go to second, there's third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Go back to first reverse, second reverse, third reverse. There's first forward, second, third, fourth. Now if you push in on the clutch, it should just come to a rolling stop. See, before it just like it puts the brake on. That's what it's supposed to do right there. Okay, well, I'll be happy to see this bastard go down the road. I'll tell you that. I still got a ways that I gotta... well, I don't really got a whole lot left. I gotta get the... I wanted to... Where the steering valve leaked and ran down the valve cover down the front here, I'd kind of like to clean that up. Now that my... Yeah, just... When I had all them steering hoses and stuff loose, it ran right down the valve cover and down to the front of the engine block, so we had to clean that up. Other than that, I think she's I need to go drive it, actually drive it down the road, you know, and make sure a good hard trip, about as fast as it'll go. No leaks. I gotta do something on this, well, I guess I got it. I forgot I even did it. I got one of those, what do they call them? E-clips there on that throttle linkage. What a pain in the ass those things are. But I had to adjust the idle. It was idling too high. So I need to tighten those up before I forget. I better do that right now before I start picking tools up. Anyway, we just about got her whipped. I'll be really, really happy to see this thing out of here. So, anyway, I'm just trying to sitting here thinking out loud. Basically, I just got the hood, the wiring for the hood, this other battery box, the battery cable. Somebody, you can tell, there's the cable, and that goes around the back side here, because these batteries, they got it running parallel. But see the end here? Come on, light. See the end here? They got it kind of jerry. They didn't even crimp it. Somebody just stuck that in there. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's been crimped. It's not smashed down here. No, it's not crimped. Look down in the hole there. Wow. Somebody put an end on there and didn't even crimp it. Now I've seen it all. No wonder the son of a bitch come out of there. But I've got terminal crimpers, so I'll crimp it down and then I'll have to run that positive cable. It needs some split loom on it or something to protect the cable instead of just a bare cable. And that's a tractor fire right there just waiting to happen. That's somebody's a dipshit, whoever did that. But you gotta put something on that cable where it's going right over the top of that transmission and back around. I mean, that's just common sense. So, well, guys, I'm gonna go home and probably do this video. Won't be much of a video, but I just thought I would show you that we finally got her whipped. Hopefully, you know, I can't really even test drive the damn thing. I gotta get this. There's Josie. She's in the pickup. She likes sitting in her pickup. Look at the rain, guys. This is what it's been doing all day long. Non-stop. I mean, and pouring. Not just a little bit of rain. And this is not usual for here. I bet we've got our annual precipitation in the last couple days. It's crazy. Look at this. I got rubber boots on, so look at that. It's just a lake out here. So I definitely want to be down here tomorrow because I'm afraid that if this thing keeps going, I might have to get a backhoe and dig a hole down there somewhere. And I've got a ditch pump. I can bring my 4020 down here, my 4020 John Deere, and run that ditch pump and maybe dig a ditch with the backhoe to a low spot or something and pump the water out of here. I don't want the water winding up in the shop. So I don't know. I think it'd have to come uphill quite a ways. It'd have to rain a lot to get up in there. But I'd like to be down here tomorrow because their forecast is more rain. So anyways, guys, well, the updated piston that we got from Nissa Tractor, I'll have to call John over there at Nissa and tell him he saved my ass. So, and I really greatly appreciate it. He's a good guy. So anyhow, see this somebody put a quick connect fitting on this bleed line here, vent line, and it's leaking. I saw that, and I've never seen that on a hydraulic setup, somebody putting a quick connect like that, and I thought, I don't know about that. I might cut that off of there and put a nut and ferrule. I think that's what I'll do tomorrow too. And make sure it don't leak. I don't need no more problems, you know. What the hell is this here? Huh. Horn wire. I mean, this is going to the lights, obviously, but what the hell is this going to? I never unhooked that. Oh yeah, you can see that the dirt on the blade of the terminal, it hasn't been hooked up. So anyway, better quit looking at this old pile of shit. I'll just keep finding things wrong.